So anyway, we're talking about F8, Fast and Furious 8, if you want. F8, The Fate of the Furious. That's what they really titled it. And so this is the one where they chase. The Dom is married to Letty, and they're taking a honeymoon in Havana, Cuba. They end up doing a race in Havana, Cuba with an old car. This is the one where they catch it on fire and dumps it in the ocean. Then gets the leader of the gang, lost his car, gives it back to him, and gives his cousin the Gran Torino, and then they end up leaving. Well, while they're in Havana, Cuba, the Dragon Lady ends up blackmailing Dominic Toretto because he's got his son from the girlfriend in between Letty and Letty when she was off with the other gang or other group. So she's back, and they're married, and then they have Dom steal the EMP. That's how it started, from Hobbs. Crash the truck at the base where they're slinging, they're blowing things up. They're using a wrecking ball as to knock cars off the road. Police, all the people chasing them. They got nobody involved in this one, and when Dom goes on chasing her, because she lands the airplane, and he drives on and take off, and then he's working against his team, which is the worst enemy they could ever find. The story, he goes through and tries to collect all this thing. They attack an armored limousine with cars, remote control cars, or zero-day chips in cars. She's a big hacker group, and it turns out to be a pretty good movie. They lots of action. They went over the top with this one, and then when they finally find Dom with God's Eye, he's arrested. He's attacking the facility to take God's Eye. So it turns out to be a pretty interesting video on that part. They really did a pretty good job with this. Dom breaks down. Well, pretends to break down. He's got a problem with. He ends up having a problem with his car, and he ends up recruiting Mom from the Shaw's family, and him and his brother go attack the plane and catch the baby after Mama got killed, and tracking device of it and his cross necklace, and she ends up jumping out of the car or the airplane, and we found out what happened to her in F9, but we talked about that one already. And it turned out that they did the dance with the baby. Everybody's shooting at him. He's sliding the baby across the way and checking on the baby all the time. It was a good movie. Then they land the plane. Baby ends up back with Dom after it's all over. The lady they have Dom targeted a nuclear submarine. They take the EMP and blow it off once to get in the gate, and then once underneath the submarine that was dry docked, propped up. They fought over the control room trying to stop the lady, and that was funny, good. Then Dom ends up on a hillside watching the whole thing go down after he gets his mission done with one of her goons. It turns out to be interesting that they disable the nuclear weapon capability on the sub, so she can't fire nuclear weapons from the sub because they took the chip. The one that fires the whole thing, they took that, and then so she ends up getting the sub back in the water and going, and they're running for the lock across the lake on the ice to to close the dam so that she can't get out. So the submarine stays in that little tributary. But, she tries to use machine guns. They got all the Russian military chasing them. And, once Dom gets the okay from his friends that they've got the baby safe, he kills the goon that's babysitting him, trying to shoot his girlfriend or wife. And then the next thing you know, Dom's back in the race, and she's all pissed off because she lost, and she ends up driving the submarine up out of the ice, trying to kill him, and they ride over the top of it on the ice and end up getting away. And this turned out to be a pretty good movie. They ended up blowing the submarine up with a heat-seeking missile after she launches it after Dom and or the group. And it turned out to be a really, really interesting movie. I liked it. They did a lot in this one. They blew things up. They had lots of fire stunts. It was pretty good. I liked it. Could have been better, probably not. This thing was really good. I'd recommend you go and get it and watch it. Add it to your collection if you haven't already done that. But it's Universal Pictures. Got my phone again. That distributed this sucker. It came out April 4th, 2017 at Berlin. Then it came out April 14th, 2017 in the United States. Then the runtime was 136 minutes. The categories where it came out at was United States and China. Well, made it. Then English, it was the language. In Mandarin. I guess they did a version of this that's in Mandarin. Wow. The budget was $250 to $270 million. They made $1,236 billion. That did a pretty good movie. I think this is probably one of the better ones of the whole thing because they did try to blow up a submarine, or did blow up a submarine. The hacker got away, and everybody lived happily ever after until the next movie. So anyway, they did a pretty good job with this one. I liked it. So take care, be safe, and we'll talk to you on the next one. Bye now.